Hello and welcome to the internet, my name is JakeDragon7 and welcome to today's episode of Amiibo Training. So today we're going to start with Robin. So yeah, now for those of you who don't know, Robin is actually one of my favorite characters in the game. In fact, if I were forced to pick up another character, I'd probably pick up Robin just because I like to main the characters that are my favorite characters and not too much based on tiers or anything. Even though I've kind of actually considered picking up certain characters that are just high tiers just because a lot of my mains aren't really that. I just feel like there's certain characters that I really struggle against, like Sheik. But that's the point. Yeah, Robin's one of my favorite characters in the game. I haven't played her too much recently, I feel, but still, I should know enough about the character to have a decent time with the series. So yeah. Certainly quite a far cry from Zero Suit Samus. Robin being the slowest character in the game, and someone who relies heavily on her zoning capabilities. Of course, there's things like her limited usage on her tombs, again the fact that she has pretty slow movement, so you have to be very careful with your positioning a lot of the time. It all serves to make Robin a pretty tricky character to play. Another one of my another trait of a lot of the characters I like in this game, at least. A lot of them are really tough to play. I keep wanting to charge up Thoron, but Arc Thunder is probably better, so yeah. Alright, so I got her with the Elwyn Spike there. So to start here, I know that a lot of defensive characters seem to struggle a bit with Amiibo, in Amiibo form, but I'll have to see. Maybe Black Mage here can change things a little bit. Now, I think I have to talk about the name a little bit. I wasn't really sure what to name her for a while, but ultimately I decided to settle on Black Mage. It just barely fit. Thought it was a pretty cool name. I thought it fit, since usually when I play Robin, I use Black Female Robin. For a while I'd use, this is absolute sacrilege, I know, but for a while I actually used Black Male Robin. I know, what a travesty. And then I realized how much of a degenerate that made me. So I switched over to the good side. But yeah, that stupid story aside. Another thing you may actually find sacrilege about me is that I've actually never played a Final Fantasy game. So the name Black Mage is really just a cool reference to a popular series, and a name that I thought was pretty cool. And again, I couldn't really think of anything else to fit Robin, since I also haven't played that many Fire Emblem games. That does include Awakening. I've only played one of the older games. I've kind of wanted to play the series more for a while, but it can be a very time-consuming game. At least the older ones can. Anyone who's played, I always forget, Blazing Sword? Yeah, anyone who's played Blazing Sword will understand. I believe that's the one I played. It was the prequel to Roy's game for this, just to be sure I'm getting this right. Again, I'm pretty sure it's Blazing Sword, but it was the first one that was released in the US. But again, yeah, Fire Emblem is a series that's actually interested me a lot, though. Excuse me. I just like the tactical element of the game. I think it's very fun. It has a lot of really cool characters and stuff. I'll admit it does also have a lot of characters, especially in this game. And okay, I gotta be careful now because it's Elwyn. I believe I have it back now. Alright, yeah. Actually, I remember one time when I first started using Anthor's Ladder, someone was like, I'd used Elwyn a lot. And someone was like, aren't they supposed to have like limited use? Like, how many times can you use Elwyn? And I don't know the exact number. I think I know the exact number for everything else, I'm pretty sure. Okay, not necessarily the exact number for Thunder, but I kind of know some of the numbers for it. But for Elwyn, I think it's 18 or so. Maybe like 15. I'll look it up while editing this. See, what's weird about Elwyn is that it looks like it's an odd number, and then like each usage uses 2. But the total's an odd number because the last time you use it, it'll only send out the first one. It's kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, I was telling someone, like, I'm pretty sure it's a high number, like 18, and they're like, geez, that seems like way too many. And I'm like, it's her recovery move. She should be able to use it a lot. But yeah. Definitely, though, there's a lot to manage with this character. Just like in the actual Fire Emblem series, of course. Your usable resources aren't quite as easily renewable in that game, but this is a fighting game we're talking about and not an SRPG, so it makes sense. Definitely, I think out of all the Fire Emblem characters, Robin was the most faithfully recreated. And, oh yeah, can I just say, Fire Emblem Warriors, I am very excited for that. It's funny, because I've never played an actual Dynasty Warriors game, but there have been a few points where I've gotten, like, totally obsessed with Hyrule Warriors. And, well, I'm not nearly as connected to the Fire Emblem series as I am to the Zelda series, pretty obviously. I'm still quite excited. I've always found Hyrule Warriors really fun, and I'm sure I'll find Fire Emblem Warriors very fun as well, even if I don't have much of a connection with most of the characters. I have seen some people question why there aren't more older characters, and I agree with that. Again, I've only played one from the GBA era, so like I'd hope to see a character from Binding Blade. Is that Blazing Sword? God, I forget which one. It's kind of confusing because there's no actual subtitle in the Virtual Console release, which is how I played it. It's just kind of Fire Emblem. Because, again, it was the first one. Well, the first one in the States. But, you know. And I swear, I meteored Black Mage like 8 times that game. I was about to say that's not enough, but actually, no, that would be most of her stocks. But either way, it did bring her 10 levels up, so we're already 20% of the way there. That's cool, even though that's really not true at all. I'm just hoping, actually, I'll use, I guess I'll go Red Robin for this. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, right. I hope this doesn't go like Assassin did, because that was a massive train wreck. But yeah. But yeah, back to Fire Emblem Warriors. So I am very, very excited for that game. I think it's gonna be very fun. I hope it's very fun. I mean, obviously, I don't know most of the characters that are in it. I'm pretty sure Chrom is in it. I know Marth's in it, and I think I saw Chrom and Corrin in it. And those are like the only characters I know. Some of them I recognize, but I just don't know who they are. It's like, oh, that's a face I've seen before. Okay, though. So yeah, a bit more about, I guess I can talk a bit more about Robin in this game, and clean 0 to death, my boys. And girls, if there happen to be any females in the audience. But, oh god, please kill me, that was so stupid. Okay, so anyway. What was I even gonna say? Oh yeah, what I like about Robin is, there are a lot of sword fighter characters, and I forgot I had that. There are a lot of sword fighters that feel kind of similar in some ways to each other. I feel like Robin is one of the most unique swordsmen or swordswomen in the entire game. Again, I don't know why, but anyway, besides the point. Kind of, unlike some other sword fighters, her sword's actually pretty short range, so you don't really rely much on spacing, because you can't, there's not a lot of characters you can really outspace. It's kind of like Meta Knight and Toon Link in that regard, where it's not really the range of your sword, but another important element of your kit that defines you. Of course, in Meta Knight's case, it's his rushdown capabilities and good kill options, and Toon Link, it's similar to Robin with, you know, item traps and good zoning and all that good stuff. But yeah, so I do think it's fun though, because there are a lot of sword fighters that I like playing, and I like trying to abuse spacing. As a Shulk main, that is, you know, one of the most important parts of playing Shulk, so actually that would have killed me, because for some reason hitting that sends you in the free fall. I don't understand that. Why does hitting Nosferatu send you in the free fall? It seems so confusing to me. And yes, I did just go for that style kill. But yeah, I feel like I'm rambling so much in this video. But I suppose I do have a bit more to say about Robin than some other characters. Because again, she is one of my favorites. Or he, if you're one of those degenerates that uses male Robin. But, yeah. Okay, so I've gotten so many spikes this video. Robin does have some pretty good tools for getting spikes. God, though, the way I just landed right there was kind of weird. And right now, I feel like I'm being flashy with those B reverses without even trying to be. Like, I barely even did anything. I just feel like that looked really flashy. B reverse in the roll, and that was supposed to just be jab. I mean, it's at very low percents. Robin can get down throw in the jab, but it's not really the most useful thing in the world. Just kind of an nice way to rack up damage at low percents. And that's a nice way to get kills at medium to high percents. But, yeah, I mean, her dare is kind of hard to hit. It's not as... I feel like the spike hitbox is fairly specific. But, it's not... I guess it's not too difficult to hit. I feel like it's a lot faster than some other meteors. Like, it definitely feels a lot faster than things like Hard Knuckle or, like... It's like DK's Fair, stuff like that. But, yeah. That was a very bad Z-drop. Okay. I feel like Robin's dash attack's actually pretty powerful. Like, it's pretty slow and it doesn't have that much range, so it's not super useful, but if you're able to land it and you don't really have any other options, it's not a bad way to rack up damage. One thing I feel like I would definitely need to improve with Robin is getting my ledge traps right. I feel like I'm not necessarily perfect at that. And sometimes I do mess up the spacing on arc fire. I try to set it up. I can't tell if that was just bad grab range or I tried grabbing too quickly. Okay. What else? I definitely find Robin to be a very fun character. I am one of those weird people that likes more defensive zoning type characters, so... You know, Robin is pretty up my alley. Try and use it like Cloud's Downer. Doesn't quite work like that, but it's fun to try. And that was slightly confusing. Okay. So got up another Arc Thunder. Let's go for this. I definitely hope at the very least she can do... I mean, Black Mage probably won't ever be able to really do any setups off of like Arc Thunder or Arc Fire or whatever. Which kind of sucks, but... At least they're all terrible, right? Besides, honestly, like, the initial idea was to see how good they could get, but I think at this point, it's kind of just... Part of the fun is seeing just how stupid they can be, more so than how good they can be. Okay, way too late on that. Probably should have just charged up the Thoron and done that a bit more preemptively, but... Oh well. Alright, so she's about to go down. There we go. Boom. Combos. Alright, so I think we will try to squeeze one more match in this video to keep it moving along. What sucks about this series is that sometimes I want to keep training them like a ton in an episode and like keep going and keep leveling them up, but I also don't want to push them because I want them to make it, I guess like with a Robin, like I want them to make it to level 50 after the first match of the 4th episode. But sometimes, like, what happened with, Assassin, I do mess up occasionally. Okay. So, let's see here. So, up tilt's a pretty situational move, but sometimes it can be sort of useful. I feel like a lot of her tilts are fairly situational. You have probably seen me use up tilt a lot in this video. It's a decent get off me tool, but it's not that great. Up tilt just kind of has a weird hitbox. It's like Shulk's up tilt, except without range, because it doesn't really hit people in front of you. In case you didn't know that about Shulk, his up air, I mean not his up air, his up tilt like won't really hit people that are right in front of him unless they're like really tall. It just has like, it's a giant hitbox that goes above him. It's a really useful move, it's just that it's kind of hard to use at times because you can't just hit people that are in front of you. Like, I think if you're in the training room, because I do this, I'll sometimes just do this before playing an online match. If I'm not mistaken, against Sandbag, you can hit Shulk's up tilt behind him, or you can hit Sandbag with it when he's behind Shulk, but not when it's in front of Shulk. Some fun little facts about a character kind of related to Robin. I mean, they're both weeby sword people with magic and shit, so they're basically the same character. And they both have bright hair, so I mean, I'm sure your alcoholic uncle will probably mix them up pretty easily. Oh man. Oh, them weebs. Yeah, Robin, I mean... I don't think too many of the characters I like would usually be considered weeby characters. It's just that making a character like that, I mean, I don't know. Doesn't make it look like that. But see, Shulk isn't a weeb character, he's British. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't understand my commentary in the slightest, and it hurts. It hurts me inside a lot. Alright. And got out of that. You know what I should actually do? I should probably, for this series, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I actually never talked about this, but I probably should. So for Amiibo training this month, I'm actually going to be uploading it twice a week, in case you didn't already know that. I'll be doing these twice a week, and I'll be doing 2 Amiibo this month. I've already chosen what the next Amiibo will be. The next one, I'll talk about at the beginning of the next episode, because I forgot to talk about it here earlier. But I'm going to try to leave that up to you guys. And then, but yeah, I mean, I don't have much time to do that, but I should probably watch a couple of Dath's sets and pick up on some of the stuff he does. I've definitely gotten better with a few characters by learning some of my favorite top players. Did I say that right? Okay, let me rephrase this in case I just said that wrong. I've definitely learned a lot about some characters from watching my favorite top players play. I feel like I've gotten a bit, like recently I've been trying to do more PK Thunder stuff with Ness. A lot of which I kind of learned from watching Foe. Obviously, I'm far from Foe's level, but I wish I could be as good as he is. I think it's mostly, in terms of learning things from watching people play, I feel like the 2 characters I learned the most about would be Ness, and this is probably going to seem totally random, but Captain Falcon. I've learned a lot from watching Fatality play. But then also, I guess, a bit about Duck Hunt. And I mean, obviously, Shulk, you can imagine. And Dark Pit, too. I've learned a lot from watching Earth play. I definitely think it's good for players to experiment on their own. Like, you can't, obviously, learn a character just from watching people play them. There's a lot more to it than just that, but you can definitely get a lot of good strategies from top players. I know it probably seems like pretty obvious advice, but still. How Fatalities actually helped Falcon turn into a character I like more and more, like, constantly. Like, I used to like him a lot, and then I kind of just stopped enjoying him quite as much, and now I like playing him a lot more. Mostly because his playstyle is something that for a while I just didn't like, and I still am not really a fan of most of the, like, fast-falling rushdowns like Falcon. Again, I talked about this with Zero Suit. But there's something about Falcon that I actually really like. And she just footstooled me and then saved me. What a dirty cunt. I don't know why I'm insulting my Amiibo like this. They're just children. They deserve better than this. Okay. I thought I was going to go off stage, so I tried to cancel it. Alright, so let's see here. Got 4 more stocks left. So she is gradually managing to take more stocks from me. That was a good nair right there. So far, okay, so with Black Mage. Actually, fine, I have to run now, whatever. So with Black Mage, I don't feel like she's gotten good enough use of her specials, especially like Thunder, and she's gotten a little bit of use out of the lower levels of Thunder, which is kind of like what Homer does. Like, he gets a little bit of use out of lower level bonus fruits, but not the higher charge ones, which is not very good. I really hope she doesn't fall into the same trap, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did. She's not getting too much off of Arcfire. I mean, I can't really imagine her getting that much off Nosferatu. And I feel like I haven't really seen her too much in terms of aerials yet. I keep missing a lot of them right now. And that was pretty clever for actually grabbing the Levin Sword. Fuck, I forgot I had that, because it's kind of useless sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes it is pretty useful, it can be decent for mix-ups. But I feel like Arc Thunder is usually better, especially because, and actually I didn't know this for a while, but apparently Arc Thunder is actually stronger than Thoron. Like, it'll kill earlier. And of course it can lead into, like, combos and stuff. Like, it can start combos, or just lead into other hits. It's very good for setting up kills, especially. But, yep. Let's see. Alright, well, you're air dodging through everything. Actually, yeah, you know what? She has gone for an Nosferatu a couple times, but she's nowhere near landing it. Again, not that I'd really imagine her to be, but still. I'm kind of surprised she's going for it at all. Okay. Looks like he was trying to go for a down throw jab, but she just didn't jab, so rip. Alright though, so with Black Mage, actually I'll wait a second to do the outro. But yeah, we are about done here. So you know what, I'll start doing it, whatever. Who cares if I'm a little bit off on the timing for this one. So yeah, I hope y'all managed to find some form of enjoyment out of today's episode of Amiibo Training. If you did, perhaps consider leaving a like, maybe even subscribing to see the rest of Black Mage's training, and of course all the Amiibo that come after. So yeah, hope you all have a nice day, and hope to see you all in the future. Bye bye.